So what in the world can you actually do with the new spellcaster pile? You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Michael Loveless just comes up with some of the craziest concepts, and this is going to be basically a lore dance with a few discards to actually be able to kind of help out the combo here. So we'll lore dance, we'll go ahead and get our field spell, and if you guys know, Allure Palace is one of the most broken cards in the game. We're going to go ahead and discard. We'll get to special summon a monster to the opponent's field here, which we get the Allure Queen set up. We'll go ahead and Allure Palace again to go ahead and add to our hand a monster, which is going to be the Allure Queen Chaos. And then we'll use our third effect to go ahead and add another Allure Queen monster to our hand, effectively getting us the entire trio of what we're going to need. We're going to go ahead and Chaos Allure Queen deploy. Chaos Allure Queen will go ahead and target to equip. All right, and we'll go ahead and get the Allure Queen out of the deck. We will go ahead and send an equip to special summon, which will get the Summoner Monk established here. So now we've gone ahead and we've set up the very basic combo line here. We'll go ahead and Allure Queen level 3 to equip the opponent's monster. Allure Queen will go ahead and send. We'll go ahead and get special summon a monster with 1500 or less attack, and boom, we have a Stellar. So now we're going to get to go ahead and play on in to the little bit of White Forest combo. This has been a pretty common occurrence with this deck, just being able to kind of bridge into some of the other little spellcaster packages. Go ahead and synchro on, or actually we'll make Cross Sheep. Go ahead and Summoner Monk on in to the Spiritual Arts Familiars. On normal or special, we can add a Possessed Spell and Trap card or a Grand Spiritual Arts each you're in from your deck to your hand, and then we can modify this card's monster type and attribute to better suit ourselves. So we'll go ahead and stack up our chains here. We will go ahead and get our spell card back. We'll go ahead and get the Revive on a Stellar, and then we'll go ahead and get our Familiar Possessed to Destiny. We'll go ahead and trigger this to add up another little empty piece along the way here. We will go ahead and Spellcaster, and we will go ahead and declare Dark on this. Now then we'll go ahead and Possess Destiny, targeting the Monk, which will go ahead and get Dahark out of the deck. Yes, we are getting the chance to play some of these other oddballs here. We'll go ahead and make the Dahark out of the deck, which will go ahead and trigger, getting us access into the Fairy Tale Luna. So this basically gives us the ability to, we can special summon this by sending the face up Dahark and a dark monster you control the graveyard. And if you do, we can add a level 3 or 4 light spellcast monster from your deck to your hand, which just pivots us on into Fairy Tale Luna here, which is really good. So we'll go ahead and we will overlay for the Wick Cat here. Wick Cat will go ahead and do the detach to mill down 2 Fairy Tale cards. We will go ahead and get up our next piece here, and then we'll go ahead and deploy the Fairy Tale Luna. Luna will go ahead and get a Luna pulled out of the deck, because it's actually one of the cool things that this card is able to do. We will go ahead and it is going to be equip time, because the Tales of the Fairy Tales allows us to equip, which is actually so good. So we go ahead and get this equipped onto our monster. We'll go ahead and deploy Fairy Tale monster here to go ahead and get our search into the Match Giru here. We can special some of this from the hand or graveyard. It's going to be the important fact here. So we'll go ahead and do a fusion summon to go ahead and make the Weaver of the Fairy Tales here. We will go ahead and Cross Sheep to revive the Match Giru. Giru will go ahead and pull up the Fairy Tale Ball now. All right, so where are we going from here? We'll go ahead and make Celine, go ahead and stack up some counters, and then we will go ahead and Fairy Tale Snow, go ahead and get our Banish 7 to revive the snow. We will go ahead and make a Alimbertion here. Now, Alimbertion has been a pretty interesting topic of conversation in the Fairy Tale deck, because this is how we search for Metamorphosis. And yes, you actually get access to Metamorphosis. Any spell and trap card for a detach 4 is at your disposal, which gets us into meta. So where are we going from here? Celine, trigger, remove our counters. We'll go ahead and get our revive back for the Weaver. Weaver will go ahead and get back Luna. We will go ahead and make the big Perfection Hydra Drive Dragon. Okay, we'll go ahead and link 3 on in to Trigate Wizard. We'll slam down the ball. Allure will go ahead and send this to revive Allure Queen 7 and Chaos Allure Queen. We'll go ahead and make, yes, we're not done yet. We get to pivot into the Dark Magician of Destruction. We'll go ahead and trigger this to search for the Glizzy of Timaeus. And now we'll go ahead and link 2 on in to Cerberus here. So now you've got 3 of the pieces that we need here. We'll go ahead and Fairy Tale Snow for the Banish, which will go ahead and bring back the snow. we'll go ahead and Wick Cat here, revive, send that. Fairy Tale Snow, go ahead and get our next chunk of Banish to get some more materials up. We'll go ahead and link on in to the SPs. We have the entire Tri-Gate line established with a Hydra Drive here, but we're going to go even further beyond. Gaze of Timaeus, we'll go ahead and kick up the Dragoon here, and then we'll go ahead and Metamorphosis our Chaos Queen to make the legendary Last Warrior from another planet. Destroy all other monsters you control and neither player can summon. Well, this is actually not going to work because Colig monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. This entire chunk here is all going to be linkerooed with each other, which is going to make it so that, you know, our field's not going anywhere. So going into the opponent's turn, you have the Hydra Drive Dragon, which is unaffected by activated monster effects, the shame attribute as this thing. You have the Cerberus, which is protecting everything. You have the Tri-Gate Wizard, which is good to go. You have technically the SP Little Knight here as well, but you've also got the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. We don't have anything in hand to pitch for this. Technically, yeah, we should have an extra card in hand. You know, this was a, you know, 1 card discard 3 combo. And then you also have the Last Warrior, which is just preventing your opponent from actually getting the chance to even summon a monster. So if your opponent had a way to fundamentally break this field, like, I truly do wish them the best on the experience here. As we go on into the next turn here, we do lose the Dragoon, but that's fine because, you know, you're just going to go battle phase here, attack for all of this huge damage, and, you know, congratulations, you've reached your win con. Now, what in the world is this list? You know, you are playing a lot of very interesting choices in here. You have the triple Fairy Tale Ball, the triple Allure Palace. You're playing 1 Tales of the Fairy Tales. You are doing 2 Allure Dance. I mean, the big thing with this combo is, like, you have to play the triple Allure Dance. This is fundamentally one of the most important cards in the entirety of the deck. And as we have seen, you know, you really have to focus on these good power cards because they allow you so much access. We do get to see, obviously, you know, the Allure Queen stuff you do have to play as well because, you know, it starts the combo. We were also playing the Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It's kind of cool. 1 Spellbook of Secrets. You only need the 1 meta, obviously, Possessed Destiny. The fact that you are doing the Spellbook stuff in here is also not bad. You got to remember, like, Spellbook of the Grand Circle just opens up so many cool play lines for you, for what you can do. Obviously, you're also playing the White Forest stuff to be building block tools for you to be able to go up through. And obviously, because we're also playing this, you know, you get to play the extra little charmers, which, I mean, obviously, Lina Dahark, the big Dahark here actually was pretty nice to be able to, you know, actually get special summon because, you know, we're playing the mini dark. And then, of course, we are playing Big Lina here as well because this also gets the ability to search for a spell cast with 1500 defense. Well, you know which other lines you have to pivot into. Summoner Monk also being another really good part. Also, the Spiritual Arts Familiars being a very, very strong pivot tool for this deck is nice, which I do kind of like that. The extra deck here, when you're looking at this, obviously, you know, these 2 cards are kind of like win more scenarios. They are very good monsters that you can establish on the field and actually just kind of help you do your thing. Obviously, having access to Last Wave from another planet it can feel a little bit win more. But that's the thing. I know Loveless has been testing a lot of cool variations just to, you know, what can we do with the Metamorphosis? Because as long as Alan Bershin's a card, and we can get 4 monsters underneath this gosh darn thing, the Metamorphosis search problem is not an issue. You will always be able to pivot into this and be able to have access to that, which is kind of nice. Obviously, the rest of your extra deck is just you set up your board and win the game. You know, Tri-Gate Wizard actually having a end board piece, I think, is very, very, very nice. So I didn't expect to see, you know, the Fairy Tale deck actually, once we got Metamorphosis, that players were going to be crafting up so many gosh darn cool ideas with this. But that's what we want to see. We want to see this creativity. We want to see the ideas that are coming out here. We want to see people flourish with all of these wacky, zany, cool things. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about, and honestly, I'm loving this. This has been some of the most fun I think I've seen in a very long time. So what do you guys think about everything? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.